Welcome back to another episode of Jamin's Daily. I'm your host, Jamin, and we have a special guest with us today, producer extraordinaire, Seth Kaler.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? How's it going, Jamin?
It's going well. We didn't have a camera for Seth, so he's just going to be coming in from God,
I'm not
from
off
above.
camera.
He's just going to be coming in from above. And it's been a while, folks, because there's been the holidays. We had the YouTube integration, the YouTube launch, and we just hadn't put out a lot of new episodes on YouTube. But things are going to change, and we're going to hit our stride. I think it's fair to say, Seth, I was in a little bit of a rut, a slump. What do you call?
The holidays and everything.
Holidays.
Everybody's just busy.
I had some creators, writers block though too. I feel like I just need to get my juices going again, and folks, they're flowing. We're gonna come to you with some new topics, and we're gonna start it off with a hard-hitting topic today with an orangutan, folks, the oldest one to ever have lived. Her name was Inji, and I had these all lined up real nicely, right, Seth?
We did.
Producer extraordinaire. But we had some. What happened?
we won't mention that.
We don't have to bring it up. Right? We don't have to talk
No,
about it. Right? We had some technical difficulties, but the world's oldest orangutan, Inji, dies at the ripe old age of 61 as the zookeepers pay tribute. Seth. The thing is, they had to euthanize it, which is sad because apparently the pain meds weren't working well enough. Yeah. And I was like, well, how do you know if they're working? Did the orangutan tell you?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it or she lived a good life, right? I mean, probably a lot longer than orangutans in the wild, right?
Exactly, because in the wild, orangutans seldom live past the age of 40.
Wow.
And a Inji managed to make it to the ripe old age of 61. So she lived much longer than she would have. That's what?
In the wild.
That's 30%.
Yeah.
That's about a 33%
Hey,
longer.
you know what? I don't know.
Damn. That's like you living to be 110.
There you go. I'd take it. And, it's like, I guess, being in an old folks home at the end.
I was
just
wondering,
come and take care of
this
me.
is what I was wondering, Seth. Do you think that this picture of this orangutan on the internet is an actual picture of Inji herself?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Why? Yeah, I don't think I don't know. Fake news.
This could be like over some...
but looking at that picture, what I really want to know is, like, do they cut her bangs or do they just grow that way naturally?
Those bangs have been cut, I think. I think they'd be more furry and unkept.
I don't know. It looks like a really bad, like my mom cut my hair or something. I don't know.
It's a bowl cut.
Just shaggy on the sides.
Like homeschooled.
Yeah, like I cut my own hair when I was 5 or something, I did a good job.
The goatee is great.
Yeah.
The goatee is amazing too. So
those lady orangutans.
Good for her. Good for her. That's what this is. I wonder what age she was at this time too. Because was this recently? Is this what a 61-year-old orangutan looks like?
I don't know. Yeah, but those orangutans compared to like regular monkeys and stuff, they look worldly. They look wise. They
do have
kind of chill.
They do have a very more almost human look to more human emotional. Yeah, that's how I'm drawn to them.
Yeah.
They do have
I've seen
what's the word? A metaphysic? No, it's You know how the Indians? No, there's a word for it because you know how like the natives have like their animal spirits.
Right.
There's some kind of term for animal human.
That seems right, and I don't know what it is because I'm old. But
me too.
But I've seen them in the zoos and stuff before, and they always seem like they pay attention. They're checking you out and studying you just as much as you're studying them.
I think so. Look how big their head is.
Yeah.
They got a big brain in there, so they can think of stuff.
But I remember my first not not a memory of orangutans because I don't have like many memories or whatever. But there was an old Burt Reynolds movie called Any Which Way But Loose, and I think his riding buddy, his trucking buddy was an orangutan, and he'd say, "Right turn, Clyde," and he'd push his arm out and punch the guy or whatever. It was pretty good. So,
orangutans are smart. They can. That person, whoever owned that orangutan, was probably making $1,000 a day for his orangutan to punch somebody
why not?
on command in Hollywood. He's like, "Hey, my monkey is in a Burt Reynolds film." You know, he probably picked up a lot of chicks.
Excited.
Imagine if he took his orangutan
into
bars, like the bars.
I bet the after parties, with Burt Reynolds, they probably just hung out with all the hot chicks.
It's like, listen, Burt was probably like, "Listen, do the thing. I'm having a party.
Do the thing
this evening. Bring the orangutan."
Yes, I would have. Absolutely. Well, she'll be remembered for gentle spirit.
Yeah, I'm glad you read it off. I think she would. I would. You know how Michael Jackson had a monkey?
Yeah.
Because at the time, Michael Jackson could probably have anything he wanted, right? So when you're not famous and rich, you can have whatever you want. So he's like, "I want a monkey," so he got a monkey.
Yeah.
I think if I was I think I would get a monkey too, just to have the monkey. Like even if I only had the monkey for a week, I think I would. It would be super cool to have a monkey even for the week, and then give it.
Yeah. Because if I'm talking exotic pets, right, a tiger would eat me. Like I would die. Eventually that tiger would eat me. But I don't think an orangutan would eat me.
They're super strong, dude. They'd break your leg, they'd break your arm, they'd grab you and turn you and dislocate your shoulder. But
we'd have a special connection though. Me and my orangutan.
So. Well, if you had an orangutan from birth, no way it would do that to you.
No.
If you had an orangutan from a tiny age and you literally lived with it, it would not do that to you.
There you go.
But that's what people with pit bulls say, and they freaking maul people all the time. So
There you go.
Just don't beat your orangutan. Yeah. Like the elephants.
Yes. Oh, and look at that. Look at the comment there. Rest in peace, NG. You're now free from this hell on earth and free to roam the Garden of Eden.
It's kind of
dang, man.
It's kind of dystopic there. Oh, hell on earth. Come on, man. Where are you living?
Because the best part of any website are the comments ever.
Oh, even now, Seth, even now as we speak, Yahoo refuses to allow the comment section to come back.
That's horrible.
It's been censored. It's not. They don't even have to censor. It's just been unavailable for 3 or 4 months, maybe longer. They just ended it, and I know why is because all the propaganda that they push, the only rebuttal is in the comments, right? And they just couldn't accept it anymore. They just can't. And What's amazing is that now all these articles, everything that they push is just completely unchecked. There's no the comment section was at least some semblance of fairness and public discourse. Now it's just gone.
Right.
And so now it's just, this is what we put out, and then there's no response to it.
That's one of the things I really like about the internet as a whole, though. It is not afraid to make fun of itself, and you can tell that by the comments, right? Like it could be some totally serious story, and some jerkwad somewhere is going to make some stupid comment, but some people go over the top or whatever. But there are tons of people who just say the funniest stuff.
There's moderation.
To make fun of
the whole point is that one of the things. I mean, I'm at the age where I can read. I can recall the genesis of the whole thing, how all this is, has become of itself. And one of the things about the internet and what made it what it is was this whole, the commenting, like this is what people were used to. You listen, Yahoo, these are articles, you can comment on them, this and that. For them to just take that away is very odd. It just really is. And there were a lot of newer platforms to comment on, like Huffington Post. If you wanted to comment on Huffington Post, you had to comment through your Facebook, which I didn't like.
Okay? No.
I didn't want to use my Facebook to comment on stuff.
No.
And I believe that's probably still how it is
Yeah.
in other ways. But the whole fact is that when you eliminate, and I know why Yahoo did, because it just wasn't trending well for them.
Right.
Okay, the propaganda that they were putting out would then just be completely destroyed, and not just ridiculous, but in many ways, sometimes articulate ways in the comment section.
Yeah.
They couldn't allow that and stand for that now. So now. It's just very odd that that's what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And Trump gets banned from Twitter and stuff. The point I'm making is that they are going to regret some of these decisions that they made, because it's going to create this. It's fomenting this crazy amount of blowback that's coming, and I don't know who they're consulting with, but they're not getting good advice, in my opinion.
No.
Next. WhatsApp.
Yes.
Talking about, different apps. You know what's insane, Seth? Did you hear about Parler? Had you heard of Parler?
I've heard of Parler, yeah. I've heard a bunch of people are going to it or whatever. But
a lot of people have been going to Parler, and because they felt like Twitter was censoring people, and Parler promised not to be, value free speech and things, and it's being alleged to have contributed to the protesting and property destruction at the Capitol during these protesting, right? And what I don't remember is I don't remember this huge fallout for. I guarantee you, many of the other protests that led to property destruction during the whole Black Lives Matters protesting and other social justice protesting, much of which was rallied in which in social media was used. Mm-hmm. The property owners who had all these losses. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe they are, but I don't recall them trying to have these people removed from social media because they were utilizing this platform to assemble.
Right.
And then this was the outcome, right?
Yeah.
But now because of this, they're able to use this as a way and say, hey, Parler, you were doing this, so now you're culpable. And now the two main factors to help that drive your business as an app. Mm-hmm. Apple, the App Store says they're not going to have it.
Right.
And then your hosting service that hosts the actual your whole app itself says they're not going to host it. You're completely this is the new whole terms of service. This is the new censorship.
It is.
In my opinion.
I also think though that at that time, whatever platform they were using to communicate, it hadn't been said out loud, this was made to counteract something else that we didn't like. They were just using it, right? Mm-hmm. Parler came out and said, hey, all you guys who, you want to get your message out there where, it's, and it was mainly the Alex Jones,
all
those guys, all that other stuff.
Milo
said,
Yiannopoulos.
Right. And at the time that all those others were happening, they were just using what was available. Now, this one was kind of made for that specific reason. Mm-hmm. I think that's why that got...
Well, I think this is a perfect example for the lawsuits to come in terms of the antitrust, in which you do have these platforms, whether they like it or not. And in some cases... again, I believe I'm not a lawyer, but I feel like the compelling argument is that whether they like it or not, they can't ban anybody, because since they're it'd be like the utility company banning somebody from having their electricity. You can't do that. Okay, if I can pay and use it, then you have to give it to me because this is like an essential utility. Yeah, and this is where. Even people on the left, whether you're the right or the left, have made this argument about it's normally the right who's been for business rights and says, hey, a business can do what they want. This is a private business. They don't want you on. They can do this. Right. But it's more of a left leaning or a leftist argument to be like, oh no, this is a utility. Right. And so we need to regulate it in that way. Right. And once you do, then they can't just be banning people for these types of affiliations.
But, see, that's where they get away with it too, because it's free. Right? Yeah. My utilities, my water is not free. I have to pay. Well, I pay for it. But I don't pay for Facebook. I don't pay for these others. Now, if something came along and said, "Here, you can pay this," and it's completely unregulated, unmoderated, or whatever, I don't know. People probably still wouldn't do it because everybody likes stuff for free. Yeah. Nobody wants to pay for it.
Well, they should say no. My internet identity has value, just like
Sure.
You're selling my data to people.
Right.
So this isn't let's not talk about what the cost is. I'm not costing you anything, but what my value is to you.
Right.
So in that turn, so yeah, everything needs to be reset in a way that I think is going to happen over time.
Yeah.
Think about it. 100 years ago, in terms of oil, other monopolies, this is how things were. You didn't have a choice. This is how it was.
Right.
Nobody thought, that AT&T was gonna get broken up.
Right.
Right. Or big oil, Rockefeller or whatever was gonna get broken up.
Right.
At some point, I can't imagine within the next 20 years. Facebook, Twitter, Google, Amazon existing in the same way in terms of the dominance of even the ACLU has been in the media talking about how they don't like the fact how this one company has the ability to just silence somebody arbitrarily, it's their business. Oh, we don't want you on.
Right.
They can make any excuse they want in terms of their terms of service to get you off. And in 2021, even the ACLU, for someone like Trump. And so here's the ACLU, a bastion of liberal leftists, but who is known to stick up for the rights of anybody, is saying, hey, you can't, this is troubling in which you can just, boom, Trump, you're gone.
Yeah.
Especially when, what's extremely ridiculous is that, oh, he's president, so we have to give him the platform.
Right.
But as soon as he's not going to be, boom, he's gone.
Right. So what are people bailing on WhatsApp? Where are they headed?
They're going to go to Signal. Me and my buddies have been talking about going to Signal for a long time, but it's hard to switch platforms is what these platforms really rely on. Once you're there and you're using it, you just get to using it. But all of this whole article, folks, is talking about the terms of service and things were changing, and they were saying if you were using WhatsApp, Seth, that they were going to share that information with Facebook, whether you liked it or not. And if you didn't sign up for these new terms of services, you were likely unable to continue to use the app. And people were calling these measures draconian.
Draconian, man. What's and I know that WhatsApp is huge and it's big in lots of other countries too, because like one of the things, it's device agnostic, right? So it's Android or Apple or whatever kind of phone you have. It's just an app, so it's not Apple Messenger or iMessages or anything.
I think it's real big in Brazil. I know I had a guy from Honduras.
Yeah. Colombia. And even like I think India and all over there too. It's big because Apple phones are expensive and a lot of countries don't have it. Android phones are cheap.
And they have it. They can use
WhatsApp and WhatsApp.
Oh no! I had WhatsApp on my Android, on my Samsung.
Yeah, I remember
Android,
you've had it for a long time.
Well before I had it on my iPhone, so it's been good. But here's what we were talking about. Elon Musk was giving. He gave his, I guess, stamp of approval? Is this what you would say? Elon Musk said, who has one of the most followed accounts on Twitter, advised to use Signal over WhatsApp.
Yeah, well, there you go. He's an influencer, right? But
you think he's probably a stockholder of Signal? He's probably on the board of directors or some shit.
Who knows? But that's the key right there too. Is that it took him, because nobody else reads the terms of service. Everybody just says, oh, yes, I will click yes because I like the app and I'm still going to use it. Nobody reads it. But when a big guy like this, who has a large voice and lots of followers, and says that, then it makes a headline like this.
Yeah, people look a little closer. Well, folks, here's a rare picture of people switching from WhatsApp and its status updates to Telegram and Signal after Elon Musk endorsed the Signal app.
That's a comment there?
There we go.
I love it. See, that's why I like the internet, making fun of itself right there. That is a prime example.
This is how we're going to use this new platform, or this new layout, folks. Look at this. This
what
is
I love right there.
In time laughter. They look very comfortable and well dressed too.
Oh my God.
Look at this one guy's got like a little sweater on his neck,
See?
a belt.
See, and that's what India.
Light khakis.
Somewhere in Indonesia, something like that. Told you. That's funny. Well, cool.
Let's go. Well, let's moving on to
what else? What else you got?
Next topic we got, Seth, is in regards to
the sporting world.
Sporting world.
Nice.
Which would bring us to Tom Brady. And the Buccaneers had a Tampa Bay. So everybody knows Tom Brady. Arguably the greatest quarterback. Bunch of Super Bowls. Married to Giselle, supermodel. Well, he left Tampa Bay. Right. Not Tampa Bay. The Patriots, New England. And this is his first year at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is that New England failed to make the playoffs. Tampa Bay did. And he had a great season.
Yeah, so that's why I said, is it Tom Brady's magic that he can take to any team?
I think it is. Okay. I think this is proven. He says he wants to play even one more year next year. So
he'll be 60 and playing.
He's going to be 40. Old now, right? He's 43 years old. I think if he plays next year, he'll be 44. I think he turns 44 during the year at some point. Nice. But
hey, as long as his body will take it, man.
He doesn't get hit too much.
Yeah.
And we're waiting. We got some buffering.
We have the beach ball.
We got the beach ball going on.
Yeah.
And it's buffering just a little bit, folks.
It's okay.
You can see here, it says the Washington football team, rookie defensive and Chase Young said all week, Tom Brady, I'm coming for you. I want Tom. But the Buccaneers quarterback playing in his 42nd postseason game, first with the Bucs, at age 43, didn't take the bait from last year's number 2 overall draft pick, offering only the slightest hint of a smirk. And ultimately the Bucs won 31-23. The Washington football team, formerly known as the Washington Redskins, were led by a 4th-string quarterback, Taylor Heineke, I believe his name was.
And I think that's what you told me that you wanted to really focus on this one, huh?
Yes, because the guy played fairly well. I mean, they lost by a touchdown. Underdogs for sure. And so he played a great, pretty good game. And during the game, there were Twitter responses, the Twitterazzi, the Twitter mob, the Twitter brigade.
So as they were playing,
and people were giving them props, all of a sudden the haters come in and say, "Oh no, did you know that Taylor Heineke is a Trump supporter?" Dun 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 dun, and all the hate comes in, of course. And what's so sad about this is how you can't watch. I have this problem with movies too. If I really wanted to let me, but because actors are very political sometimes. But then in sports too, that was somewhere where you really didn't have that much of it. And it's not like this guy is running around talking about loving Trump. Nobody. If somebody hadn't put it on Twitter that this guy was a Trump supporter, nobody would know.
Right.
Okay. I don't follow him on Twitter. Yeah. I don't follow anybody on Twitter because I don't have Twitter. Okay. But that's where we're at in 2021.
Yeah.
This guy he's an athlete. This is all about sports. He scored a touchdown, whatever. He played well. Has nothing to do with anything else other than all these haters come in about his affiliation maybe with Trump or his Trump loving. Yeah. He shared some memes. People share memes. This is one of the things about the whole. This is very biblical, folks. Write it down. Everybody, wait. I'm gonna give you a second to go grab a pen and paper to take a note. Okay, go get it.
Okay, we're gonna cut it right there too because it's not responding.
What's not responding? Oh, the whole thing, the whole time. So this probably hasn't even been.
No, it's probably recording, but we're gonna have to force quit it.
No, it's not recording. It's at 2050 for this whole time.
No, come on.
Yep.
Okay.
So it didn't record the whole thing too. It's all fucked up. I bet again.
It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Welcome back, folks, from the break. Don't forget that this podcast is brought to you by Sage Choice Insurance. And you can get a quote if you go to quotefromjamin.com.
Nice.
Super easy. Just go there. If you can't figure it out, then you probably
I don't know.
too old to drive. Okay?
Email us.
At this point. All right? And if you can figure it out, you can call us at 361-400-2411. But Seth, before we left,
Yes, we were talking about
before we had the break, I was
memes.
giving this I was gonna drop this knowledge. Just telling people, go get your pen and pad. I'm gonna write this down because this was biblical. I was saying about the memes. He who is not shared a dumb meme cast the first stone. Okay?
There you go.
Okay?
Biblical.
He who is without sharing stupid memes cast the first stone. All right.
Okay.
So people share memes.
Okay.
Tyler Hinkie has probably shared some conservative memes. Now all of a sudden, people are trying to cancel him.
Yeah.
Right? Has nothing. He's a football player. Has a hell of a game. Young man. Everyone's trying to give him props for playing well, and all of a sudden, all the haters come in with politics,
Canceled.
trying to cancel him.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's so terrible. And it has nothing to do with my own politics. It's just, it could be the opposite, where somebody then plays well, and what somebody comes in and says, "Oh, he loves."
Right.
I don't know, Louis Farrakhan, I guess. I don't know. What would
Or
you try to? He's a.
we love Michael Jackson's movie, but now he's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile.
So let's
Yeah,
stop.
listen, I've already gotten
There's
over.
plenty of people that still listen to Michael Jackson.
No, I've gotten over that.
I mean, it's
Like,
horrible.
I've
horrible.
No. I've gotten over that point.
Me too.
I've gotten over that point. Like, I can separate the pedophilia from the greatness of the entertainment.
Right, there you
okay,
go.
and I can
Yeah.
just put them
Yeah, I
put
can
them
get
away.
by.
It is what it is. That's what
you
happens. But the cool thing, humans, we've evolved well enough to be able to do this. So, folks, give it a try.
Absolutely.
And with that, Seth,
Yes.
I wanted to thank you for coming in and producing this episode 54.
No, always fun.
We had been, kind of lagging. I had a little bit of some writer's block, or some, I was in a rut a little bit and just wasn't in the groove, folks. We had put out for about 5 months of May, or maybe it was about 6 or 7 months. We were just putting out 50-something episodes. And in the last 30 days, I've only done a couple.
Hey,
and
new year, new you.
It's a
new
show.
show.
It's a new year. This is really only the second time that we've utilized this format that Seth has helped the layout and everything.
And we'll tweak it.
And we're tweaking it. But the bigger issue was always, folks at home, in the technology, in the production, is getting those. And I'm going to find out. I don't even know what it's going to look like.
Right.
But
Something
getting those web pages in to interact and then talk about was always the dream.
Yeah.
We told you from day one, folks, that we were going to make improvements over time.
And it's still happening.
And it's
a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
That's right.
So thank you for staying with us, and just stick with us, folks, because the best is yet to come.